So edo kung hikedan linigido bedene rishido batsudil zadiche akonda di nastas lengijo eikon oyobelna kidan ladi zegi ebenina nachadots dadi nina tani lini ni kliniki kuje beshmas an yatas dagido beshmas anla ado is has aje in health service edo aje tsile dedan linigido badas eben nachi ekon arabindaltsede aro di zegi jon das do nchab bayat no jo eshin kon nan tjenigi kon ik eni nabje go del nehtode ta shi el tsadole dan zin jo en hin khanslado ni ik eni nabasla ni hedo nchada dot sita aro egot ya dak khitadi ni da ni hin khanslada di no da di ne konat ani tjenigi bini nasko ebenina ekon person hijidet ane Washington ne edo kon sabe naskodelia benda ajna special chi twoda naskodalia di bindel kidigi towers that egido edo sa dalia bathroom additions dalia agi etla konat anin nakha ni te ginania nat anin danasne kodalia ga okot an ni keni ne bka ije aro kono ni keni hinna sa lana danzania chedat be balchindo ilinani yada halia sai hagan da satta do lestane danne sai shon letlot blegan kiyat dan nishne dinas negi binina hagan da satta do des chinaba hashiano des hadon nidigi jikatla chedat beso da dasti ebinina kompeso da bijit da dot asta no da no da yada kachin hitlatlan hilbeda hazin hi Washington jogo il wasota it's kinsta di no sa not ani ni klinigi tashe aidan hilbeda hazin khana zon klini ado eben nachni hikodo adadi niya bez ani jost endo linsto ni Washington not kinsta il wasota dadi non ga ni te ne konas ni gibnina oyo bande tene do di bez ani jost endo linsta di nena oyo asati kuje nitselin di naslnigi benina jo naslnigi yisi bikije kon ndei pa do nkhalchin ndalnish ni kedan linigi ndalnish sa ni hido kon trade di kha asa ne zodi noma anes na tra na zona da stogo kon trade kha kon yandan de ne sa ade ni hido ni na nisdas inigi ba heni tsin corona ani ni linigi Keer dan hidina. Tashi o ni keni na yendal tsati naslnigi ko akonda ni he na ga ni tegi bennache. Ni keni hidna ba de te akuiche. Do he shi dan hidit ni dan the she kodo large da satagi bennache do kodo shina Vice President Linigi Myron Lizer and he kodo he dan hidit ni do. You know, we are going into some uncertain times as officials, all of us. And I think now is the opportunity to come together and to really fight and push back on this pandemic. And we've done that for many months now. And as the vaccine comes in, we see that there's some light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. And we just need to continue to assist our people that are going through some hardships. And I think that's going to be the focus on day one. Once you raise your hand today, once you take that oath, you're right in the midst of this pandemic and helping our citizens. And many of you have been prior officials. And I thank you for your dedication and diligence. As I look at the news in the national election, you know, there's a lot of division happening. there in this country. But here on the Navajo Nation, we're a sovereign nation. We have the ability to govern ourselves, and we should unite, not divide, into the future. God bestowed leadership on each and every one of you, and it's no accident, it's no mistake. The Creator has put you in place at this particular time in history to help our people. And we are there to support. We are there to listen on some of the issues that you may be having at the local level. And as we travel through the 110 chapters doing food and distributions, and we're on our second round now, we talked to many of you, we talked to many of our people out there. And the majority of the Navajo people are listening to the doctors and the nurses and the public health professionals. And one of the things that I say that needs to be returned and reminded to our people is to honor and respect authority. And that includes chapter officials, because that's how many of us were raised. Kodo na antin hije kodalia. Kodo do ben that ni tin. Nihinat ani biken soze. Nihinat ani do bikeje yajil tita. Bahas tita nihidon nitla nihiyada ho a. E na antine kodo be yel tit nat ani nitlini. Biken so zido tratnas nado biken so za aro biga hadabado nene. Na nishidech na ha. Dadi no what a yel tit here. Nika nature hot and beshpas ando ahut beshpas an enige yja das tio the tranazon edo bedas nito lesto kodo no khatso dilzno da tranazan no sinigido benanta da ketche na keya kila do ingi artsunat ani kon khaga nitegi ya di ni nache eko junagoshin hitsila nas nane khatole sa nitlo the nitlo eba he needs in chigenoshin not einlessly. So as to so shin kodoni hich adest hada einosne bichedi katina snigidol the cousin tragin dishni. Ska nature. Jenihinat ein dan linedo kon an hikedan linen yamasan chini cheda. A hot abana nishida yilda. Di chij ekon ebe benefitzi. We've gone through some tough times, and I'll end with this. We've gone through some hardships in our history as a people. We went through viruses. We went through smallpox. We went through tuberculosis. We went through, just recently, we went through hantavirus, H1N. Now we are at COVID-19. But you know what? We overcame each of those hardships because we worked together, because we were a nation. And I just want to encourage you as you go into your new positions that we're all in this together. We love you. We pray for you and each day with the vice president and all of us as cabinet members. So please reach out if you have questions for us. And I'll put it in the chat in a bit, my information. Please feel free to reach out to any of our cabinet members, and we'll do our very best. We're a big nation, though, right? We're a big nation, 110 chapters. But I ask for your continued support in bettering the quality of life for our Navajo citizens. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless our great Navajo nation. And congratulations to each and every one of you. It's a blessing to be a servant for our Navajo people. So I'm going to turn the time over to our Vice President, Myron Leiser. Vice President.
Where he went Vice President Leiser, are you online? Vice President? If Vice President is now online, I'd like to express my appreciation to President Jonathan Nez. Kudo Janonich Azi Kudo Nakhala Nez Day. Adeshi Taban so Keso Halita House to Ilaniti. Jinda Noson Apenda ya Naznadiata so the Zenigi be Adelia. Joe hot out in Hinan Nielsen. So the Zenigata you see Ilno Eban C case. Asa Leo do Akita. A Hutza Kodo E Nielsen has a Tahagi Rodriguez Morse so the Zenian Ha Ila. A quiet in Habahono Sendole. And he get out at the Ilia, do ta isne. Ado when a welcome address Melvin Harrison. Navajo Board of Election Supervisor Aji Laji Nantagi Kodone Chahazi. I don't that President Jonathan Nance. I don't that Vice President Lizer so Chahazi. I don't the Navajo Nation Speaker of the Council Honorable Seth Damon to Chahazi. Ako akut eta Ilia. Akodik adigate o ado nahabi gatazle adana da hosne ado yata dosni ede banaho atide kade ya thati no an na kidashin kuna la da hosne la Asian de yanada dosni tole Asian kodo Honorable Elno Shirley Associate Justice Asian Kodo Nahana Atleto late Isha. A co quadia and a habanat snake or a share at the house snake. A co Kodo yard or president Ahazi AG Nasnihige Zege a Bachin Zege a Bacha Otsen. John hit a base pass underneath Lenige.
So what is this now?
Islanil out so what out the Zege Besnhada is ako need to say you about
Nothing has
to the yard hot at the she what out the Shiban case.
So this is the
I could
crisis.
add what at Aslanil yard the Zege to the seal in. Ako even needy but Tahini Pagi a between Zege Hazli a co share a co Hashin Zashi the nature because that's Tido and his Zebita Palo Ehon Zahos. A could I need or Yash Hoda Mishik Edon Hashin which the Tasna Edo the night Tahagita. Hashin so between that the Khanate Jahan don't pay us more. A conde that he's a debate Khanate Jahaki so doesn't. Ado at Annie Jello is that answer then later could never change how to but now just closer. A craven now as he was Nikinan she Hashin so I done ye on still but that bitch that sneaked only did couldn't sana say that tiny Hasni given in that. A condition could all Nikinan Angelo unit a co Vice President a colony la so Satori Yadin Hinan President Vice President in Chado Zingisina will like that ordinary. Vice President Lizer, are you on the line? At the no shake at the leaders, Honorable Elno Shirley, which I was late only. Could also be not kindled that all Sahagi get or sneak it or sad, bait they had to see that put out in no a could all add late only. Other is K1 out lately. The chapter president, though vice president, though secretary treasurer, grazing official, land board, farm board official, commissioner, board of supervisor. Are you online, Honorable Elno Shirley? Kudoshi Bichahon, Tika National Bana Holgis, but no she Bichahon, the Kuishashi Ada, Hanta, set over Edole, Oshi Ada, we just gonna go ahead and wait for a while. I don't know, no. I don't see anything national is not on the Shikar now. Yeah, it's love. People want to come in. Oh, let's I should not. Oh, let's horrible and then. Honorable Speaker Damon, are you online?
Yeah.
Can you say a few words to those that are online again, the newly elected official? We'd really appreciate it.
Thank you, because I had a hard time getting on.
Go ahead, Speaker.
This is Kenny Welch. Luke grading official, Luke, Arizona.
Vice President Lizer, are you online?
Hello, this is Eli Leslie from the Office of President Vice President. Vice President Lizer is currently on another meeting. He will not be joining. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chairman Melvin Harrison, are you online? Supervisor Alberta Paslikai, are you online?
I think the deal is here.
Yes, sir. This is Alberto. I am online.
Alberta, can you say a few words to those who are online, the newly elected official? I would really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Delegate Juanita. And thank you also for the opportunity and allowing or making the opportunity for me to speak to the newly elected officials whom have will be taking their oaths. So Yat Esh Dineshik A Twadich Adon Enshlenigi A Twadich Eatlin Shle Kenya Ani A Bashish Chin Nasht Ejet Kappa A Dashacheado Twadik Onje A Dashanal do Twahatle do Shada A Twadik Onge what ye a Ade Yesi Nashato A Shiahoa Ado Alberto Peshlakai A Dashijane A Akut Al Hokati and then Abelashla Inishle Ado the Navajo Board of Election Supervisors would Yehige Aj Bitkasita Fort Defiance Agency Ba a akut Aj Shananish Holo a Yisipini Nanigi A Shitane A Ba Ado to each and every one of the individuals whom have spoken and who have had remarks to our officials as well, and those that are listening. And again, thank you, Delegate Juanica, for emceeing the swearing-in ceremony. And this is the first of its kind for our Navajo Nation to partake in a virtual swearing-in, considering the current international pandemic that our world is facing. However, with the coordination of our Navajo Election Administration staff from the VRSs is what they are known for, as well as our temp staff and those whom have volunteered, and to our senior leadership within the administration, and as well as our Navajo Board of Election Supervisors for within the last couple of months meeting and having dialogues with DOJ as well as with legal counsel on how to prepare certain documents to make it possible to have this swearing in ceremony. So thanks to all those whom are involved, and to the newly elected and re-elected officials, congratulations first and foremost for taking the opportunity to be of service, of public service in your respective chapters, and taking up that mantle to be a leader within your community. And with this new opportunity comes much responsibilities that's being laid upon you. And knowing you took upon this man to be of service, I know that each of you have the compassion and the heart to stand for your community and to advocate for the benefit of your community, as well as for their livelihood as well, relating to health and wellness, to relating to transportation, to water projects, and the list goes on. And me, myself, I did serve as a chapter official back in 2009 for Indian Wells, and I served 2 terms as a secretary treasurer. And it was it was an experience in being an official in that capacity, having much responsibility given me and ensuring that the accountability was there, and following the proper processes that were established, and then trying to enhance those processes for the to ensure that the direct services at the local level continue. And so it's going to be a new experience in this new way of leading our people in this current situation that we are facing with this pandemic. However, I know that with the guidance of our leadership from the president's office, as well as the speaker's office, and also with the judicial branch and how they have formulated the necessary protocols, along with the division directors and department program managers, to ensure the continuity of services within the Navajo Nation, and still at the same time prevent the spread of COVID-19 amongst our people. Attest to the communication that each of these offices have, and I'm sure that with that as a guidance will ensure that you as officials will continue to communicate effectively amongst your colleagues, amongst neighboring chapter officials, and as well as with program managers, department directors, and the Central Navajo Nation government to fulfill what task lays ahead for each of you within your respective chapters. And it's no easy task that is at hand, but I'm sure that with much prayer and guidance and support from your immediate family, and the belief that each of you have will sustain you to move forward and take that step to brighten the day within your community. And so with that said, I just like to say again, congratulations to each of you. And thank you again for taking up taking the time to be of service and to be a representative amongst our people, amongst your community, and especially a representative of the Navajo Nation. And so again, congratulations and thank you very much. And again, thank you, Mr. Delegate Wanika, for this opportunity as well.
Thank you, Supervisor Alberto Pastor. I'd like to congratulate you too. I heard you were elected to the Navajo County Board of Supervisors. Without it in that, you stay. I could tell about Winston. I say, I tell even on the Sunday. I call here Mr. Pastor Kai Winston. I call Kacheya Kodo, Honorable Elno Shirley, are you on the line? Honorable Elno Shirley, Asian Kodoik at Nahana at Layton. The Quisha Yatahone, I got not a whole net. A coation up the Kodo, the Hilishan Ilato, or Shaggy out. A co Hashita Ilato Lake, others, and I not sweet that or Snito Lake. It was out it came out that the Asian be the Honosanon chapter president, the vice president, secretary treasurer that Asian be Shanit of Snato Lake. Any Tahol just that in a net later lake. I should be Kodo. At all, Netligit out in Hilishan in later lake. A cookade Kodo, Honorable Elno Shirley, which later lake. Honorable Shirley.
Yat just Twido Susani, Otto, and thank you, Mr. Wanika. Nacho Gatliti. Dide. Kaya ini shi another dilni a coco I'd say yani jeda hadisni kachi in slow my deskirni bashichin kapa da shichedo and that 23 eta shinale nazlande go ya ayisi nasha de ka zara zande ya di adahin inje de adahin inje aje trashanish insen a coco kaya nidi not ani at the hatzi nidi a kagidi at ilil that no yet could basic hon edibin nature di kata naznale at the huis agodi atlad nezatinam anesna hatas zogo kon bishje Ade Shita Hosne a coco at a kaya the nihidi at natole a coco a benda a shak put a bansi kadon that the at an Arabic a kasha yanada the nitole a coco did a large di a ya ka chapter president than linidi a sheep a chapter president the eka Atsashi de dosi do aronda nishnaja eya be yadada dosne. Aronda kaisha ai dini do kedo nihe atata doji. Aronda eya kodo sad be yashtedi shi a shikek aho shikede yatashi dole that ani ye be yete had the oath of office kaya at the neto the oath of office yet the needy benachi kodo dan he position dan linidi benye dan is nelidi shi arov nanish naha ni liedo and the aron nanish be chita hono shato le akoko kod ya be hasti do le akoko kashi kodo hahodo jish chapter president liti sato le aro and the ya vice president aro and the secretary treasurer aro grazing official hodlogo dot grazing kit the hona hot land board da hakoshila dishik akaya
Honorable Shirley, do you want us to unmute ourselves
yes
to take the oath?
Oh,
thank you.
Akoshila chapter president the nohlini dishik akaya oath of office ya ade neto le I say your name. Do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation
the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868 between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America.
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America.
And will faithfully execute the office of the chapter president. The office of a chapter president.
Office of chapter president.
Representing.
Office of chapter president. Representing.
State your chapter.
Navajo Mountain.
Okay. And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve.
Preserve.
Protect and defend.
Protect and defend.
The laws and government of the Navajo Nation.
The laws of the government of the Navajo Nation.
And advance the interests of the Navajo people.
And advance the interests of the Navajo people.
Having due regard.
Having due regard.
For the ethical duties.
The ethical duties.
And responsibility of the office.
And the responsibility of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay. Adeya Bekede Eya chapter vice president. Dano Shenidi Nikishe Ekanhana Nahana Honjis Dole. Eda kut yanada da dos neto aro I nido Bekedo Eya that the dos jisto and the aro ashikedo yet the nihidi at the Disney. I
Jeremiah Apachito.
Lola Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation
by the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868
and Treaty of 1868
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America.
Between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America.
And will faithfully execute
and will faithfully execute
the office of a chapter vice president,
the office of chapter vice president,
representing
representing Coppermine chapter,
Alamo chapter,
okay, and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the laws and government of the Navajo people,
the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
okay, and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
having due regard for the ethical duties and responsibility of the office.
and responsibilities of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. Aaron, kuna a chapter secretary treasurer. Is there any chapter secretary treasurer?
Me, Dolores Dempsey from Coppermine chapter.
Okay. Ako sila akot ate hadidit nana ka. I,
Dolores Dempsey,
do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation and the Treaty of 1868 between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America. And will faithfully execute the office of a chapter secretary treasurer, representing
Coppermine chapter,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation and advance the interests of the Navajo people. Having due regard for the ethical duties and responsibility of the office. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have a grazing official?
Yes.
There is a grazing official here? Okay.
Yes, from Toronto.
Okay. Na jashiba ya the deal na to kashi te had the deeds. I do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation and the Treaty of 1868 between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America. And will faithfully execute the office of a grazing official, representing
Shanto.
Okay, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
having due regard for the ethical duties
having due regard for the ethical duties
and responsibility of the office.
and responsibilities of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay. Do we have a land board? Do we have a farm board?
Yes.
Okay. Farm board. Okay. Nishika na naho jisto. Kwat ka ate hanade ditse. I,
Teresa Shoa,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation
by the laws of the Navajo Nation
and the Treaty of 1868
and the Treaty of 1868
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America,
and will faithfully execute the office of a farm board member
the office of the Farm Board member representing Ganado Chapter,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
the laws and government of the Navajo Nation,
and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
and advance the interests of the Navajo people,
having due regard for the ethical duties
having due regard for the ethical duties
and responsibility of the office.
and responsibilities of the office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Those are the officials. Tatnas neldo bevnant do kaya benant dam danokini di hot ya not ani ade had it zihidi bisheta shadole. Thank you. Nas na hod shidi ya commissioners. Are there any commissioners for any of the other chapters? Which chapter, Lai? Steamboat. Okay. All right. Padoshi nana nishnaja beyata doshne. I. Say your name. Do solemnly swear to uphold and abide by the laws of the Navajo Nation and the Treaty of 1868 between the Navajo Nation and the United States of America, and will faithfully execute the office of a commissioner representing and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the laws and government of the Navajo Nation, and advance the interests of the Navajo people, having due regard for the ethical duties and responsibility of the office. So help me God. Congratulations. Okay. Did I miss any of the election board supervisors? Is there one? No? Okay. Is there any other chapter officials, not Ani, that I did not swear in? Okay. Mr. Wanika, thank you very much. Aronda Joshi eya nihidana epa not Ani da nasho eya nihina nishita doshi koko
Yeah, Honorable Shirley, by Winston, Coron, Nidinabana in Gladi, Pala, Nastegi, a Kuroshi, Ya, Banamshigi, today, 8 of the by Winston. Okay, could you say, then other hosting, Hana Liarole, so she had Kuroshi, Yat, every Hana, and Pana de ni story. The Kobate Winston. I don't Kurosha, obey change or Nathan Yagi Kuro, closing remarks and initial Kuro, could you eat Nilsman and see your song a love and nothing? A great out so not honest symbol for his but how so do other banana season. I love and I wrote at in Hanarnish. In creation Kuro, closing remarks in high lately. Veronica Curley.
Veronica Curley and she my dash gives me slot what they speak but she's top on her dash shade or to head lean dash naldoka Shanai Honorable Edison Wanika Kishahona National Shigi. Of course, the Shnido, starting with the veterans, frontline workers, the chapter houses, chapter personnel, though, chapter officials and kitchen days in the show. Naina Hai, Koeba, Hewinson, Quaggy, Nista, Bandis, that no AR, Koenki, impeachment, neat, Inca, Koeba, Hewinson. Aro dinaltos out of office sigi ya agency offices go ad yahanda hedotje yahanda hedottos adj eltain is called DJ just Honorable Eleanor Shirley the signature even ya isha ko so ya I can't have any on to the shade of out of office to get out my hand. I can't call you on the head of you.
Thank you. I can't allow Veronica Kuro who's in marketing live at Winston. Because I can't do other Sneaky Kudoshi. Yat in Navajo Shatolish. The Kodina Anni, Glengidani, Nikidane, Hadatulo, in Hadla that means the Kokachi Kodo, Tada, Escarnate, he never they need Nistolish. A Kobaki Winston. A Koshito Kahan, the Schnidolish. Could you say anything on the Sidilia? Because Kodo yard so the Zenige ya based in Delia, yard the Navajo Board of Election Supervisors, Vice Chairman Linigi, Raymond Mags, Kodo Nahatsadol, any could actually ya the nature Kodo in the Nesti, the Kodo can Kidini, though they so by shape for instance, Kodo be nature. Kodora, which is more say banana shields. A cocoida and Haginash stone and Haki in the Navajo Board of Election Supervisors to kudo banda lishi ilsin hut on da za on e hut on kha illa kuda shon kudo jon khatsa kud fonche ya ta to ni ka kud ado ta wo shen da kud da no e ya kudo shin het on khana da tle to ni ako hon so e ya ata ilia do le sido chen kidishni ako sido le si la
Stop that.